Lego Batman. Now this is of course my spoiler-free review. Of course, if you guys want to skip over this and go straight to spoilers, I will be doing a spoiler discussion right after this, and there will be a link in the description once that is uploaded. But to get right into this, because I don't know how long this will be, but there's so much stuff in here that I want to talk about, but it's all spoilers. But simply put, this is a great movie. I finally got the chance to see it. It's like I'm 3 weeks behind. I was supposed to see John Wick 2, but like this is like the third day in a row where I haven't gotten to see that movie. So I'm supposed to see it tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But I ended up seeing this instead. I wanted to see this. I just wanted to see John Wick 2 first. But finally got to see this, and it was really funny. I really enjoyed it. It's a great second, Lego film. There is officially a Lego Movie 2 coming out, but this is a great second, big Lego film within this weird Lego cinematic universe they have, I guess. And it's a really good Batman movie too. Like, there are two parts to this where it's, the Lego films where you have stuff like, Lego Batman being a master builder like he was in the the Lego movie. And then you have the other side of that where it's like, alright, Batman was cool to show up because it's like, we're Warner Brothers, so we have these licenses that we get to show off. And then this was like, well, this is all about showing off Batman, so why don't we dive into everything that is around Batman? Because the Lego thing was showing off Batman, and this is the Batman movie showing off everything around him. So it was great in that regard. There are like 800 million references in this freaking film. And there aren't just, and this blew my mind, there aren't just references to Batman stuff. There's references to quite a few things in this. Of course, that's a part of the spoilers. But there's references just like in the Lego movie where it's like, holy crap, I didn't expect that to be a reference. But it's Warner Brothers and Legos combined, so they have these properties, in this different aspect where it's like, you have Warner Brothers doing the DC cinematic universe. It's very different than Warner Brothers having the Lego properties, which allows them to do all sorts of crazy stuff where they can be like, well, we have the rights to this and to that, so boom, Lego version. It's just thrown in there, and it's really cool the way that they do that. And there's stuff that I never would have thought. I never considered who owned what, but there's a certain franchise that popped up in here. I was like, I didn't even think Warner Brothers could have possibly owned the rights to that. So that really surprised me. But I love this movie. It was hilarious. It starts literally from the beginning. Like, they even found a way to go through the opening credits as far as the companies and stuff. They even found a way to talk over that and make it funny. So that was really great. They don't have a big song in this like they did for the Lego movie, like the Everything is Awesome. There won't be anything that is as catchy as that. I don't even like that song. The songs in this, though, are actually entertaining. They just don't show up like 100 times a piece. There are multiple songs, though, throughout the film that show up, because it's just like in the Lego movie where Batman makes his own music. It's just like that throughout this, so that's really cool that he has a bunch of silly songs, and then the comedy is really, really good. And the thing about this is that the Lego movie was like very, very funny, and then this is like half and half, because this movie actually gets very serious, and that's where it dives into the Batman stuff outside of the Lego stuff. And it's like, man, I'm laughing it up because they're making, either I'm laughing because I get the reference that they're making, or I'm laughing because they just do something really silly. But then it gets serious, and it's like, this right here, the serious part has nothing to do with the comedy of the Lego movie or this being Lego Batman. All the serious stuff is taken straight from the source of just Batman is a serious character. And the stuff that he deals with, even though they're able to make light of it in this film, there are parts where they talk about how real it actually is. And it's good. And it was like, crap. I've seen a lot of articles on this more recently than when the movie actually first came out, but people saying like it's better than like all the Batman movies and stuff like that, or at least better than some of the recent ones, or the last two with Batman v Superman and then Dark Knight Rises. And it's really, really good, and it's a cool way to have multiple characters in it. Of course, the characters are in the trailer, but for anyone who may have skipped over that and at this point haven't seen the film, I'll keep it spoiler free in that regard. But it's a great way to have those characters in there and to have this story that is so critical to Batman, but we've never seen it, at least not as the main story, in any of the live-action Batman films. It's always in there because that's his character, but it's never like the main point of the entire film. It's never why this scene happens is because of this emotion that Batman always has. It's never used in the live-action films in that regard. And this is the first one to really touch on it. Like, this is what caused the main catalyst towards the end of the film was this part of Batman, and it's just never been utilized before. They've used other parts of the character. They always mention this specific thing. You could probably guess what it is, but it's never been done in this way, and that's what makes it so great. Just as an actual Batman film, like if you took all the comedy out and just made it a normal film, it would be great. It would be hard to do that because there is a lot of like I don't even know. Like, honestly, there are probably like at least 10 minutes worth of this film is straight up references to either old Batman or just, Batman in general or DC in general. So there's quite a big chunk of this film that's actually like solely references, but they're all really good. So there's a lot of stuff that if you took it out as far as the comedy, you'd have to put a lot of extra stuff in to make it a full movie again. But at least the main crux, like the actual Batman portion of the story, is really well done. And it's actually emotional, and I thought that was really good. And I was surprised by that. And I didn't mind that. I think for some people it probably wasn't the same where it's like, it's, the Lego Batman movie, just like the Lego movie, it should be funny, funny, funny. And my girlfriend kind of felt that way, but I think I personally enjoyed this more. It could be because of the references. Like, I knew all the references that they had in this. There are just so many, like, a lot of it just gets into spoilers, but they had a bunch of references to, they have references literally to all of Batman. Just plain and simple, all of Batman, and then it even extends beyond that to some extra stuff within the DC universe, and then even crazier stuff between other older companies that used to make certain things for the DC universe, and that kind of shocked me, but that's once again a little spoiler, which I don't know how many people would be spoiled for, because I don't know how many people even seeing this film would know the character I'm thinking about, but it's during a big party segment, and I was like, didn't think it was going to be that character. I thought it was a different one, but really good film. Really loved it. Thought it was really funny. The emotional parts are surprisingly good for, to be a Lego movie. You just think comedy, 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 but the serious stuff is there. Like, it starts off as a joke where, the serious stuff is funny, but as the film goes on, the serious stuff does actually play more of a role in the film, and it still leaves some more comedic stuff as well, but it plays a really good role in there for serious Batman fans who know, like, this is a good part of the Batman mythos, and it's about this character and this man and who he is, and it's just something that we never see as the main point of a Batman film, which is really, really nuts. It's always in the Batman films, it's just never the main point, which is crazy. But loved it, ultimately. Like I said, this is kind of short because I feel like everything in this, as far as like references and this and that, it's stuff that you just gotta see. Even if you don't know the references, there's something in there for everyone. Like, there's gonna be a reference that everyone gets. Like, just no matter what, there is at least one reference to something out in this film that somebody would be like, I knew this reference, or I got this reference, or even if they don't specifically focus on it, you'll see something and be like, I get that reference. There's going to be something in there where you're like, I know that. So I think everyone will have that, and for me personally, as a big comic book fan, I got all of them, so it made it even better for me. But really enjoyed this film. Of course, would love to know what you guys thought about it, and if you guys want to save your comments, if you want to do all the spoiler stuff, you can just save that for the spoiler discussion video. That way you don't have to worry about spoiling it for people. But if you don't want to wait for that, just put a spoiler tag before your comment, and we can have a back and forth there. But we'd love to know what you guys thought about this one, so please put your comments down in the comment section below, and of course, thanks for watching.